Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, a.k.a. PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast. This is the podcast where we have digital discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, sports, TV, everything really. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. On Twitter, I go as PD Beats. A very funny show was recently released on Netflix called Paradise PD, and I'm speaking to the creators of the show. They are also known for their work and their creation of Brickleberry, Waco Gwyn, and Roger Black. Gentlemen, welcome to Popternative.
Hey. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, great to be here.
No problem, no problem. So, you know what? For people that have not checked out Paradise PD yet, tell us a little bit about the show and why they should check it out.
I don't know why anybody hasn't checked it out yet.
Fair point.
Just people out there, I guess. But it's funny, you know, we do comedy that you can escape from your lives and just sit back and relax and just laugh. It's not heavy. It's not preachy. It's just funny. And, you know, and that's why we do comedy, to make the people happy and make people laugh, you know. And I think that being on Netflix has let us raise the bar a little bit with what we do. So, and we're getting a lot of good feedback. People are really liking the show.
No, absolutely. That makes sense. And a question for both of you right now. We'll start with Roger. I want to know, because you guys are creators of cartoons, what was the first cartoon that got you in the mood and got you saying, like, man, this is what I want to do. I want to write cartoons. Was there a specific show that, like, got you in that spirit to write?
Well, probably He-Man, and then from on then The Simpsons. Yeah,
He-Man was badass. If you try to watch it now, though, it's terrible.
It doesn't hold up.
I try to get my kids to watch it, and they're like, "What the hell is this?"
It just seems like an amazing time right now, though, for like adult, like animated comedy.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what they want. You know, Hulu's looking for adult comedy. Netflix definitely is. I know Comedy Central is still looking. So there's so many outlets to do what we do right now.
And it's funny because you would think it would be kind of like competition, but I feel like they all complement each other pretty much, where you can go on like binge marathons and watch a bunch of them. You can watch Brickleberry, then Paradise PD, then Big Mouth, and then F is for Family. Like, I feel like that competition is not there as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's room for everybody right now. I don't think we don't feel like, hey, don't pick up their show because there won't be any space left for us. I think there's so many outlets right now that there's definitely room for more adult animation.
Yeah, and you know, we don't have to worry about, okay, South Park comes on at 10, we want to come on at 10:30 right after them. You know, you don't have to worry about time constraints or anything like that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, being on Netflix is awesome.
Yeah,
because trying to hit, like, we're coming on Tuesday nights at 10:30. Nobody's going to remember that, and nobody's going to be at their television. They may catch it on the DVR, which sometimes doesn't count for your ratings. It's like it's just constant stress, and then waiting, you know, the next day for the rating to come out and praying to God you didn't drop off from last week. Yeah. It was just, we were completely stressed out the whole time the show was on.
No,
we didn't even know how the show's doing. They don't tell us. But you can tell by Twitter there's a lot of people watching because there's a big reaction to it.
Well, speaking of Twitter, we'll get back to Paradise PD, but we got to talk a little bit about Brickleberry because Twitter is going crazy because they want more Brickleberry. They want more of it.
We do. Some people think we canceled the show. We didn't cancel it. We want to do Brickleberry more than anybody else. I mean, we spent 2 years taking this show to every outlet. We talked to everybody, and people like to say, "Hey, why don't you try to take it to Adult Swim?" Don't you think we thought of that?
You made a post on your you guys made a video on Twitter recently thanking all the fans, and you kind of hinted at, or maybe you'll have Brickleberry soon. Is that true possibly, or were you just doing that to kind of get people talking more?
We definitely want to. Yeah. If there's any way possible, we're gonna make it happen. We can't promise it's gonna happen, but that is something we really, really want to do.
Now, Roger, we'll start with you as well with that. When you guys made Paradise PD, I mean, a lot of people compare it to Brickleberry because it's, similar over the top crazy comedy, but I guess the plan was kind of to make Paradise PD completely different and a new concept of Brickleberry, or were there kind of some like similar ideas and similar the flow of ideas were similar when you made Brickleberry as you made Paradise PD? Like, what was the process like with Paradise PD?
Well, we kind of started off like we want to do another kind of workplace comedy, like, instead of a ranger station would be a police station. But then we're like, we want to expand on that a little more. So in Paradise, we added more of a family element with the chief and his son Kevin, and we wanted to bring some more of those elements into the show. So that's why we kind of built out the world a little more this time. Mm-hmm. We didn't want it to feel too small or anything like that, and we wanted to, have that emotional arc and everything with the dynamic between the chief and his son and his ex-wife, the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Paradise has a season-long arc with the Argyle Meth Kingpin. That through line goes through all 10 episodes. We never did that with Brickleberry. Brickleberry was always standalone episodes. So it is a different show. Is it a similar show? Yeah. It's our comedy. It's like American Dad is similar to Family Guy. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we have some of the same voices because we like the voice actors. We do the show that we want to do. We do the show that makes us laugh, and we hope other people like it too. But if people don't like it because it's too similar, we don't give a shit. We're doing the show we want to do. We hope you like it. We hope you watch it. But if you don't have to watch it.
That's
because
fair.
There's plenty of people out there who do like it.
No, absolutely.
So the fact that you pointed out it's similar, we know.
What have been some of the trends in terms of the feedback you've been getting for Paradise PD? What have been some of the overall, besides it being, over the top and hilarious, have there been other trends about like the positive reception it's been getting? Like, are a lot of people talking about how they enjoy that there's a lot of characters, Roger, like you mentioned? Like, what has been the reception on that like point, like that type of reception, rather than just being hilarious and over the top?
I mean, there's been a wide assortment from like people just posting clips from the show and people saying their favorite character. And like, we felt like a lot of our characters were, had the potential to be breakout characters. And the ones that we thought were going to be breakout characters are actually not breakout characters. The ones we took us by surprise.
So does that happen a lot? Does that happen a lot? Like characters, like I'm sure that happens. I mean, you guys have created cartoons, so you might know this more than me. But does that happen where you see a character in the first season and he's not in it as much, and then people love him, and then or her, and then they put them in more like the second season? Is that what happens a lot?
That happened with Brickleberry with Woody. I mean, Woody became the focus of the show in the second season of Brickleberry.
And yeah, that happens a lot on a lot of animated shows. Like when Simpsons first came out, it was all about Bart, but then Homer really, like the later seasons, Homer really started to be the star of that show. So you never know, like it's still early. So
and I think the reaction was surprisingly positive. I think mostly positive. And on Twitter, usually it's just mostly people telling us to kill ourselves. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they like the show is great, and mostly positive feedback on Twitter. I think that episode 3, Black and Blue, has gotten a huge positive reaction from most people about, talking about how the media sort of tries to divide us and tries to inflame stuff to just get ratings. That was kind of the focus of the episode, and people seem to dig it. So we're really happy about that.
What were you kind of mentioned a little bit when you said, you wanted to make the show that you guys love and that you guys had a good time, a show that you'll have a good time making. But what do you think, what were the overall goals for you guys specifically when you were making Paradise PD?
Definitely to do something a little different. We wanted to make sure we had a little more heart in this show than Brickleberry, because Brickleberry is sort of a group of people who just kind of hated each other for the most part, except for probably Steve and Denzel were friends. But, there's a lot of love between the chief and his son, obviously, even though Kevin did something horrible to him that he holds a grudge over, as he should. But, they still love each other.
Did not see that coming at all. And you know
What's
what? That happened, and I was like, you know what? I got duped. I shouldn't have gotten duped, but I thought it was going to be something insane and over the top because the trailer is the trailer that got cut for Paradise PD is crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's
the show's not as crazy as the trailer.
I kind of agree with that. I kind of agree.
10 episodes and put it in a minute.
Yeah, I feel. Do you know? Was that the plan of the trailer? Like, do you know about that? Were they just like, let's just take all the insane parts and put it in like a minute?
They just decided, like, look, let's just blow it out.
Mhm.
Let's just throw out the craziest and get people talking. And we knew it would be really good for some people. We knew it was going to turn some people off. Even some people who may not be checking it out because they think it's a crazier show than it is. It's a crazy show. It's not as crazy as that trailer, though. The trailer's insane.
It's
So
nuts.
I hope everybody gives it a chance, even if they didn't, even if they thought the trailer was too over the top. I hope they still give it a chance because there are some somewhat sweet moments and a lot of different kinds of comedy instead of just that violent dick joke type comedy. There's
shit jokes.
Shit. We also do shit. No, there's social commentary. Episode 3 was social commentary. There's lots of social commentary. There's pop culture. We make fun of a lot of pop culture figures that none of that came across in the trailer. But look, we approved the trailer and we were down with the trailer because if they're like, we want to go balls out and just show them crazy stuff, like, yeah, that's probably a good plan.
Well, it's kind of like the bait, right? Like that's the bait, like the like to kind of fish them in, right?
But a trailer can never represent a show properly. No matter if it would have been a super tame trailer, then people would have been like, what the hell? This is way crazier than I expected. So a minute long anything is not going to represent a show properly.
I feel like there's a market for trailers. Maybe this might be your next idea. Literally making a 30-minute animated show, which is just like there's like 10, 15 animated trailers of fake movies. I'm not even kidding you. I feel like that would be like sometimes me and my parents, we literally just go and watch trailers. Like it's a great time. You know what I mean? Oh, is there a movie you want to watch? No, I just want to watch the trailer.
Just a bunch of trailers. They are good. Sometimes they are better than the movie.
It does happen. My favorite part of Paradise PD is, like I mentioned, I love that there's so many characters, and I love how all the characters are different. I want to know, if both of you, who's your favorite character on Paradise PD?
This is gonna piss some people off. That's like trying to choose between your kids.
You could give a couple.
I mean, from day one, I've loved Dusty. When Dana came in and he started doing that voice, it was just hilarious because he's just this sweetheart of a guy. He's very innocent and has no idea about sex, or he's never had sex. He's got no interest in it.
He doesn't curse.
Yeah, he's just very innocent. And I think it's really important to have a character like that when everybody else is like, the chief is saying, curse words every other word, to have a very innocent figure. And I don't know. I just like that character a lot.
What about you, Roger?
Bullet was the hardest for us to cast, but he's turned into like one of my favorite characters. I mean, but like I said, it's like choosing. I don't have kids, so it's easier for me. But
yeah, you got an Xbox.
You just look at a still of Chief, and you just laugh. Am I the only one that happens? I don't know why. I just look at the still, like you have him in the poster in the background.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. There's just something about Chief. So who is who is the mastermind behind Chief? Was it one of you or was it both of you?
Well, it's like when we devised that he lost his testicles, we just wanted a character who had he's just had a rough life. He's had a rough go. He's divorced. He's got to wear the testosterone patches.
All his hairs fell out.
Yeah, his hair's gone. He's got mood swings. So we just wanted like someone, life has beat him up, and he's stuck with all these incompetent police officers and no way to get out of it. So there's something really funny about a guy who's just been shit on by life, and, and he doesn't win much. He doesn't get a lot of wins. But I mean, we're thinking about maybe season 2. We give him a win. We're already thinking about season 2. So hopefully things will go a little bit better for him. We'll see.
No, absolutely. Well, a couple more questions before we wrap up. We mentioned it a little bit. What I find interesting is, and I want both your answers on this one, but I find, not saying that geek culture and comic culture and cartoons, not saying that it stopped being popular, but have you not noticed in the last 5 years that there's been a big boom in the geek culture and the comic culture? There's so many conventions, there's so much more content. It's been bigger than ever. Do you guys what do you guys think about that?
Well, Roger's a huge comic book collector and fan.
Yeah, there's Thanos with the cosmic cube from Avengers number. But yeah, it's cool. I think it's cool to be geek now, and the culture's really taken over, like you said.
See, when we were geeks in middle school, it wasn't cool.
No,
it wasn't cool to be a different geek back when we were geeks, real geeks.
No, it absolutely. No, we've had a lot of we had we're talking to Jerry Duggan to come on the show to talk about his work on Deadpool, because I love his work on Deadpool. And it's
on Infinity War right now is really good too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we had Michael Zapsik came on the show from Comic Book Men. And that episode was literally just us talking about our favorite movies and comics. We didn't even it was just like a conversation on a bus talking about your favorite stuff. It wasn't really an interview. You know what I mean? It was crazy. But no, that industry is insane right now. So, what is something else you guys are on Netflix? Paradise PD is on Netflix. Are there any other Netflix shows that you've been recently watching that you might recommend for viewers after they watch Paradise PD? Because we got to get the priorities straight. They got to watch Paradise PD first.
BoJack's coming out. Not 10 days, 9 or 10 days. Definitely check that out. We love how much animation they're doing. Yeah. They're building a whole animation block there, and the show's doing well. Help the other shows. Disenchantment doing well is probably helping us and helping Big Mouth. And we just hope that the animation is all stays at this level, this quality, that the shows can help each other, and it can build a whole animated block, because it really is the best place to be. It's especially for animation, because it stands out so much. Just when you're looking at the icons on Netflix, those drawings stand out so much from all the other stuff. They just pop. And to be able to launch worldwide day one in every language, pretty much everywhere except North Korea and China around the world, is insane. It's just an amazing feat that they've been able to pull off of these shows, and it's just so cool to be able to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Roger, do you want to chime in with that? Or
what are you watching? You watch anything?
I watch all the Marvel shows. I love those because I am a geek, and
he's he knows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a geek too. We're all geeks. I like that, what you said about geek being cool, because I think that's what it is. All of a sudden, and it's Big Bang Theory did that a little bit, and then that kind of narrative went away a little bit, but now I feel like it's back. But guys, we'll wrap up. But Waco, Roger, thank you so much for coming on the show. Congrats with the success so far with Paradise PD. That's fantastic. It's so funny. It's so over the top. I recommend it to everyone who wants to watch it and have a good laugh. It's fantastic. It's on Netflix. The floor is yours to plug away. They can watch Paradise PD on Netflix. Where can they follow you guys on social media? Plug away. Any other messages?
At Paradise PD on Instagram, Twitter. I think it's at Paradise PD Netflix on Facebook. Those are the big three: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Paradise PD. And please, if you like the show, tell your friends, get people to watch. We really hope to get picked up for a season 2, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is the best way to advertise a show on Netflix. So if you dig the show, please tell everybody to check it out. And
spread the word.
We appreciate all the great things that everybody's saying about the show. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much.
Absolutely, guys. Well, thank you so much. It was a blast chatting with you guys, and all the best. And crossing our fingers for season 2. Let's get a season 2. Well,
Yeah.
this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for other video episodes of Popternative, Spotify, iTunes for the audio onlys. Until next time, this is Roger Black, Waco Gwyn, and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.